Hello.
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 Well, hello. How we doing?
Doing all right.
Good.
We good?
Happy Friday, everybody. And hello, replay viewers.
Hello, replay viewers. That's such a throwback to Periscope, isn't it?
Yep.
Do it.
That's funny. Hello, replay viewers. We're a little bit. It's been a while since the last one. This is our first one since Christmas and New Year. So happy New Year! Although it's almost the end of the month.
Yep.
Time flies.
Ah, dearie me. We do get there eventually. It's just, you know how it is.
Blame it on me. It's my fault.
Everything's your fault, Stefano.
It's always-
Always. All the things are your fault.
It always.
Always. Doesn't matter if it's not. You've said that now. It now will be.
It should always be my. I'll be the lightning
You're
rod.
the permanent scapegoat.
I'm the lightning rod for.
That's your role. That's your role on the team.
I'll take that.
Okay, so folk who are, first of all, before we go any further, we're trying an experiment tonight. We've gone live out on TikToks as well. I have no way of knowing if it's going out on TikToks because it won't let me check my account whilst I'm live. So I don't know if somebody wants to quickly pop into my TikTok and see if it is live because I'm really not sure. And what was the other thing I was going to say to you? There's other news and I've forgotten what the news was. So professional. It'll maybe come back. Oh yeah, 365 Radio's changing its platform, but I'm going to make an announcement about that later.
Wow.
When I know more myself. They're changing. They're not using radio.co anymore for their for broadcast. So I need to find out all the details myself. I think 365 Sounds app is still up and running. And when I know more details about what's happening with that, I will announce it. So just giving people a heads up that, in the near future, it won't be as simple as just going on to 365radio.co to listen to the show. We'll need to figure out what's happening with that. But when I know, you'll know. That's the app, and that's still up and running. Thank you, Jim. Jim with the instant. See, you're so on the ball. You're also on the ball, and I'm just like, what is it? Anyway. Okay, so for new people who are kind of, I don't know if we've got any people. I don't see any eyeball. Oh yeah, we've got some people on Twitter.
Hi, Vicky on TikTok.
Well, I'm not seeing that. So, first of all, if there's anybody watching on TikTok, we cannot see your comments because I can't get into that. This has been multicast out, and for some reason, we don't see comments from TikTok. So, if you do want to join in the conversation, get yourself either onto YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, and we can see your comments there. Hello, Stefano's cat. It's so cute.
I know, I'm trying to grab it.
So cute.
Love that cat.
Yes.
He still misses his brother.
I know, it's such a wee shame. I've forgotten what I was saying. I'm so thrown off. People who are new or who haven't seen us before, what we do is we open up my email inbox. People send their tracks to be played on the radio, and we open the emails and have a little listen on the spot spontaneously. Hello, Puddy Tat.
Cat.
Hello. He's like, what is going on here?
Like, who are these people?
Who are these weirdos with the accents?
He's our fourth judge. He's strict.
Yeah, absolutely. And we basically decide whether it's a hit or a miss. That's the general crux of the thing. So everybody's on a time limit tonight. So let's just get straight into the emails. Try and do this as quickly as we can because we are running behind our usual time. And we need to go back a little bit because it's been a few weeks since our last show. Did you all have a good Christmas and New Year?
Yeah.
Sort of. Yep.
It's fun.
Sort of.
It's mellow.
Yes, it was nice. This cat's just.
Hi, Vicky.
Okay, so.
Hello, Vicky.
I don't see the screen. Is Vicky in? Hi, Vicky. I can hear them all saying hi to you. Oh, hi, Vicky. You're on YouTube now. Good stuff. All right, let's go back into the emails. So I'm just going back as far as last time, and we must have done. I think the Boy George Small Town Boy might have been the last thing we played, right?
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a few of the same sort of promoters sending me stuff. I'm trying to find one that I can see the thing attached. Okay, here's ColeStacey. Now I don't know if you remember, we played Electric India Company a couple of shows back. That was Midgear's backing band. ColeStacey is one of India Electric Company, so he sent this over. I don't know if we should just not read the email, play it, and then go to the email, because that seems to work quite well.
Yep.
So let me know if you have sound.
Kitty says hi back.
I'm not getting sound. Are we getting sound?
No.
Okay, what's going on there then?
Looks like dust, how did it get laid? Looks don't last, how did it get laid? So soon, so soon. One last chance, don't think it's too late. One last dance, so much more that we don't say this late. So much more to say. Oh, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. Oh, it's a change of power just before the dawn. Sometimes when the choir is louder, sometimes the choir is louder. We're invisible, visceral, invisible. Sometimes the choir is louder. Lost in haze, found in the silence. Lost all faith, found the way back home now. I'm home now. Oh, the darkest hour is just before the dawn. Oh, there's a change of power just before the dawn. Sometimes the choir is louder. Sometimes the choir is louder. We're invisible, visceral, invisible. Sometimes the choir is louder. Darkest hour is just before the dawn. Oh, it's a change of power just before the dawn. Sometimes the choir is louder. Sometimes the choir is louder. We're invisible, visceral, invisible. Sometimes the choir is louder.
Oh, right then. I'm getting an echo. Hello?
Hi.
That's
You're
fine.
good.
Okay, just before we delve into this, just a reminder, if you are watching on TikTok or Mixcloud, we cannot see your comments. So if you want to join in and you've got something to say or you want to join in the conversation, come over to either Twitch or YouTube or Twitter, and we can see your comments from there. all the details are all on bio.link/Radio Leggy. Okay, who wants to go first with this one? Stefano, you go first. What we'll do is we'll just go around clockwise.
Sure.
Cool.
I really love this guy's voice. Like, I want this person to come to my bedroom and sing me to sleep or something, because that is the most, like, it was like honey. It's like, that was beautiful. Really great voice. I mean, I don't really find voices like that often, where it's the first thing I'll comment on. It's, what is this, like progressive folk? Or I don't know what kind of music it is. Adult contemporary / I don't know.
Kind of jazzy folk.
Yeah, there was something. It was nice. It's not something. Excuse my voice. I have a cold. It's not something I would probably, obviously, put on a pop station or something. It doesn't really have this memorable hook to it, but it's really listenable for what it is because of the voice, and the guitars are really pleasant, and I mean, it's kind of short, and I don't really have much else to say about it except that the voice is just so pretty. What a great voice. Just tonality, the way he uses it, the way he stresses it, and it's still beautiful even when it's stressed, and it's really good. That's all I have to say.
Jeeves?
Yeah, I liked it too myself. Yeah, it's an adult folk song. His vocals, yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's very like soothing, relaxing and stuff. And the guitar and the synth stuff that he was doing in the background, oh, it was amazing. And I don't have any like downside to it. It's just overall polish pretty good and stuff. Maybe the mixing can be a little bit better, but other than that, I think it's it's good. I would listen to it again. Yeah, that's me.
Jim?
Yeah, this is the kind of song that I can just envision myself walking into a Starbucks and hearing the song play while I'm waiting for something in line here. Great voice.
That just came down my nose, by the way. Thanks for that.
Of course.
Sorry, go on.
But anyway, you can just smell the vibe when you walk in there. Great voice. I agree. I echo both Stefano and Jeeves on that. The guitar wasn't like over the top. Didn't bury the vocals. The production quality was very good. It was simple. It was stripped down. It had that coffee house vibe going for it. Not personally my cup of tea, but I could just see that resonating well with a lot of people on, like an adult contemporary, or adult format, chill stations. I liked it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You're all very brief tonight. I don't know if that's because we're all on a time restriction or if it's just because you've not got a lot to say.
I didn't expect that kind of song. That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Electronic or something a little more. We're doing this live on a Friday here in the States and in North America, and I was thinking, okay, we're gonna. But I can just see myself at the office, typing away on something, playing that song in the background. Why not?
Okay, so it's hard for me to comment on this because I naturally know this person, right? So it's always more difficult to be objective when you have a bias, and I know that I've got a bias. As I kind of briefly explained before I played the track, ColeStacey is one of India Electric Company, who is Midyear's backing band when he tours. So we have played India Electric Company before. This is his solo effort, and Cole is a multi-instrumentalist, super talented guy, does all the backing vocals when they back up Midge, when they do opening set. They tend to be this kind of folky, acousticy, multi-instrumental, easy listening type. Folk is how I would describe it in their own right. But then obviously when they are playing Midge's back catalogue, more latterly even, it's more electronic-y. So they've got all these facets to them. They've got all these skills. I think that always comes across in the tracks, because even the previous one that we played, it was the same thing, great musicianship. This isn't something I would play on Helen's mixtape. But I think Cole knows that because it's so heavily electronic. My show is so heavily electronic. But I would listen to this in the car. I would listen to this in the back. When you said Starbucks, I the coffee came down my nose as I was drinking it, because that is, but this is one of the pleasant things that make it played in Starbucks. I've seen me walking out of Starbucks because of that crap jazz that they play in there. I've seen me just take my coffee to go rather than sit in the cafe. So,
I've seen that. Yep.
if this was playing in Starbucks, I'd be quite happy. I could sit in and drink my coffee. Let's, before we give opinions, or before we give a rating on it, let's reopen the email and read what was said, because we didn't read the email yet, right? So
Right.
let's do that, because I think it's easier to give opinions without getting the background first. It kind of biases us in a way. Okay, can you guys read that? Has it gone over? Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, it's gone over.
Okay. Hi, Helen. I trust you're keeping well. Thank you so much for including pomegranate in your recent show. It really is genuinely appreciated. I'm back out with Midge next month. If you're anywhere near, then please don't hesitate to get in touch for a guest list ticket. Oh, I completely missed this opportunity. This was back in October.
Bad.
Whoa.
There's actually a story attached to that as well. I didn't get to see Midge at the Albert Hall, not the Albert Hall, the Usher Hall, because Mum's in hospital and all that kind of stuff, and I completely forgot about the gig. But anyway, I wanted to pass you over my debut solo offering, Postcards from Lost Places, before it is released in February. Okay, so it hasn't quite been released yet. We're kind of on time. We're on time because it's only the end of January, right? Or the third week in January. The first single, Quiet is Louder, was released yesterday, and I'd be delighted if you'd consider it for a listen. Quiet is Louder, there's the download. Spotify. The album Postcards from Lost Places was written and recorded all here in Devon, in some incredible lost places, like a regenerated clay factory near Ivy Bridge, an old Victorian mine, and 13th century jailhouse. I include all the info here, but needless to say, it's been an incredibly cathartic and joyous journey. So he's given me the electronic press kit and all that kind of stuff as well. Private link to the whole album. I really hope you enjoy listening. The album itself isn't out until February the 7th. So what is that? That's not next week, but the week after, 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
But with a big old tour with Midge coming up, I wanted to share this with you early doors. Wishing you all the best. Huge thanks in advance taking the time to listen. Best, Cole. Okay, lovely email.
I remember the last time we played the other song on here.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. Like it was like jazzy and stuff. And
That's right. They are. I mean, they are really
Oh
talented.
my god, the drums were amazing. Whoever played that.
But the drums would have been Russell Field, who's been Midge's tour drummer for since the Breathe tour back in 2000-ish.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Yep.
So yeah, Russ has been with him for a while. Hang on a minute while I stop sharing this. Yeah. So like I say, it's really hard for me to be objective. I mean, they are great musicians. I don't have anything negative to say, but also the fact that I know this person makes it harder for me to even try and pick it. Do you know what I mean? Like I can't, because they're just so lovely. They're lovely people, great guys.
Just goodbye the song.
And I just think that I think the sun shines out their backside. So I'm not going to be able to say anything negative. And I'm gutted I never read that email sooner. I could have had my guest list for the tour. But hey ho. What did we think, folks? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
Where's my thing? Okay, there we go.
I've lost
right
my
here.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I'm clicking around all the buttons. I forgot.
It was a hit all round. Congratulations, Cole. Well done, well done. Thank you for sending that over. So remember the name, folks, ColeStacey, and check out the release in 2 weeks' time. It'll be on all platforms, I've no doubt. Okay, let's get back into the emails and see what's next.
Not from October.
Well, I've gone back as far as we've gone back. Don't forget, we are behind. We are behind. We're trying to catch up.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss anything out. Like I don't want to just jump straight to what's just been sent to me, because then we'll miss all those people.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie. New album alert, The Fods, Don't Argue, but I don't see any attachment. I'm looking for, when I'm going through the emails, I don't know if you can see this, when I'm going through the emails, I'm looking for emails that I can see the attachment is there. So I'm not having to download anything or,
Right.
Lee Jackson, The Luca State is the next one up. Shall we just see what that is, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. I don't want to read the email first. I want to find the track. Do we have
And tour dates.
Does that jump? Oh, it's a Dropbox. Has that jumped over? No. Hang on.
Nope.
No.
I hate when that happens. It's so annoying. Okay. Let me know if we've got sound, okay? All right, hang on a second while I just unmute all the mics again because that caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it to finish quite so abruptly.
Right.
Okay, Jeeves, do you want to go first on this one, and we'll just rotate?
This sounds like so many different bands. The ones that came out mine, his vocals totally sound like the lead singer from Green Day, for sure, 100%. And the whole song sounds like Billy Talent, like how they would play, pretty much. So there was no originality to it, but I like the track. Don't get me wrong. This is I like this genre of songs, and everything was perfect. I didn't see anything wrong with it. It just gave me those guys as like Billy Talent and Green Day vibe to me, which is cool if that's what they're going for and stuff. But originality, I don't see anything originality. It just sounds like everybody and everything. So I didn't see anything different. It sounds like a track that I've already listened to, which is I'm not like saying the track is bad, but it just sounds like everybody. So other than that, I liked it. I was rocking to it. It was heavy, good. Yeah, the vocals were amazing. Yeah, and that's me.
That's you, Jim.
Yeah. It I don't want to say it was. I mean, the lyrics. It was a powerful message, very, especially for conspiracy, very timely lyrics for this era that we're currently in right now. I echo what Jeeves just referenced. It has that kind of a hybrid sound. Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day, kind of a Linkin Park, the late great Chester, kind of that snide little yeah, kind of, like an attitude kind of vocal. I mean, even dare I smidge when he starts slurring his words together, kind of a John Light and Johnny Rotten little vibe going there for a little bit. It has this. It's despite the upsides for all of that, it still has a little bit of that. I don't want to say safe, but it has that corporate alt rock vibe where I can understand what they're trying to do here. They're trying to, get on and be recognized, which is fine. I mean, it's good if you're into that. I mean, I would give it a second listen if given the opportunity. But again, it's just one of those things where it sounds kind of homogenized, similar to a lot of other rock that's out there right now, as far as A&R type stuff. So, but the production quality was good. The rhythm section was good. I like the fact that the guitars were out front, but not bearing the vocals. It was decent.
Yeah. Okay, before you give us your opinion, Stefan, I just want to remind people that they can join in. I know that there are people lurking, not saying anything. You can comment, you can give your opinions. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, we will see your comments. If you're over on TikTok and you want to say you've got input, jump onto one of the other platforms. You can find them all on bio.link/Radio Leg and come over and join in the conversation and tell us what you think. Stefano.
I think the Green Day thing also stuck out. So did what was the other one? Jeeves, you said Mortimer
Oh,
Band.
Billy Talent.
Yeah. So anyone from Canada definitely should know Billy Talent. I think they're incredible, actually, and I'm not even into that kind of music, but the talent is ridiculous. I think this is like a Timu Billy Talent, like a dollar store version of that, maybe. It's good. Like if maybe it needs mastering or something. It sounded a little muffled to my ear. Maybe it's because I have a cold. Yeah, I kind of echo what everyone else said. It's like those bands, but I think because we've heard this so much, and it has such a North American rock sound of that particular era, like even Blink style, like it's got all that, But I think just when you're going to do something that is so fun, I think you need to find brighter standard. You're like in a huge sky of stars. And if your star isn't a little bit brighter or something unique, it's going to really fade out. So, I mean, I'm not going to slam the song because for what they're doing, they're good. I'll probably get it. I think it's not mastered personally, but but maybe they want that garagey kind of sound, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have this strong. Like, if you were going to do that, I'd want to be like, oh, the melody in this is incredible. Like, there's something. I do like how they kind of start and stopped it for a bit. It kind of made me. I thought there was something wrong with the audio, and it woke me up for a bit, so that worked. But I think it needs more than that. I think there's just too many bands that sound like that from the past. Kind of a bit of a dated rock kind of thing. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay, sorry, Jim. I muted your mic because your audio was bleeding over. Stefano's. We couldn't hear what he was saying. It was just kind of like it was dipping him out. So I've just muted your mic in a second, pal. The problem with going last in the group is that everybody else has already said everything else that I'm thinking of saying, right? So trying to find something original to say is really getting difficult because you guys have already beat me to it. It was derivative. It did have the standard, usual chord progressions. It did sound like, a zillion other alternate sort of punk bands. It's funny how you guys always reference, right, American, because for me, what I heard PIL, right, which way predates what you're talking about. You guys are talking about sort of early 2000s, and I'm talking, 80s, even into the 90s. I could hear sort of like, Jim, we can't read that, it's too small. And it's just distracting when I'm trying to think. Right, stop distracting me, Jesus, man. I could hear to me it sounded musically, if you were to merge Republica, even though Saffron was a female singer, musically, if you were to merge Republica with PIL, that's what this sounded like. But it did sound like all those other bands that you mentioned, and I'm just talking about going back a bit further. All those bands you referenced ripped those guys off. Do you know what I mean? Like, these things do come down the line, and it's repeating, it's history repeating itself. It's the same sort of, punk always was just a 3-chord, thing. I didn't dislike it, but I do agree that it just sounded like so many other things. It didn't sound like you necessarily unique. You wouldn't hear this and instantly know it was that band. And we need to double check the name of them. I'm going to go back in and read the email. But you know what I'm like? I'm always trying to listen for something that's unique. It's usually vocals, but obviously musically as well. Listening for something that's like you instantly know it's them. This didn't have that. It wasn't bad. I would listen to it. If somebody else was playing it in the background, I would be like, oh, turn this shit off. Like, it was okay. But I wouldn't actively go seek it out. Obviously it's not Helen's mixtape material because it's just completely the wrong genre. But that doesn't make it bad. It just means it's not Helen's mixtape material. Excuse me. Something's catching my throat. I think Stefano's cough's contagious.
I gave it to you.
That's what it is. You just passed it through the screen. Okay, let's go back and read the email, and let's unmute Jim.
I get a timeout.
No, it's just it was when you go back and listen to the replay, you'll hear it. You couldn't hear anything Stefano was saying. It was just completely bleeding over his audio.
Jim.
We need to all get
what Stefano has to
we
say.
need to all get better and into the habit of muting our own mics when we're not talking. Like, we have to get better at doing that. Anyway.
I closed the door as my lovely wife decided to turn on the dryer right when we went live.
Oh, that's
so it's a little quieter now.
Yeah, it's better now.
Like I say, for sometimes it's okay, and sometimes you just get this bleed right across it, and I don't know why the compression does that. It could be restream, I'm not sure.
That's
me. But when we mute our mics, it stops it. So we have to get a wee bit better at doing that, and myself included. Anyway, okay. Let's read it. It says, "Hey Helen, how you doing? How you doing?" Following their main stage performances at Reading and Leeds festivals this summer, and ahead of big old UK and EU tour coming up before the end of the year, the Luca State return with their new single Conspiracy. I cannot talk today. I don't know what's going on. My coffee got cold so quickly. I need another one.
My fault.
It's your fault. Everything's your fault, Stefano. This is running joke now. Conspiracy is available for airplay from Wednesday the 23rd of October. New single is taken from a new body of work from the band, 4-track EP titled The Luca State, which will be waterfalled as singles and released fully on the 14th of February. Okay, so the EP gets released in 3 weeks' time, 14th of
That's
February.
Valentine's Day.
It is. What a romantic gift to get your partner an EP from a new punk band. This new EP follows the band's second album, More Than This, which was released in 2023 and sees the band sitting at around 90,000 months. Okay, I don't need to know all those stats and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really that interested in that. All of the bits are copied below. Hope you like the tune. Cheers, Lee. Now, it sounds to me, doesn't specifically state it, but it sounds to me like these guys are English or British. And I could hear that in the vocals. You guys all referenced American bands. Vocally, the guy sounded like he was... That's why I said... You were right when you said John Lydon. You know, he sounded much more like John Lydon than he did the guy from Green Day. Like, you could hear the English accent. But then again, some bands mock that Cockney, London
Yeah, but
when
when
they're
you did the
singing
high note or
punk,
whatever, it sounded like the other guy.
when they're singing punk anyway. Do you know what I mean? But I'm guessing it doesn't say it on there. But I would, if it's UK tours that they're doing, UK, I presumably they're English. All right.
Right.
What did we think? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
Can I say something really quick?
Yes.
You know how I always like I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm like, well, that's a hiss or a mit or something. So now I have a rule for myself. If it doesn't hit 67%, which is like C plus, it's a miss. So that's my new rule.
67, so precise.
Yeah, it's got to be 67%.
Not even 70, 67.
No, 67. If you can hit 67, it's a hit.
Okay. What do you think? God, am I the only person that thought that a hit? What the fuck?
It's the new rules. It's the new blame me.
I'm sorry. They were good, but the thing is, they sounded like so many other people, so I can't
Yeah.
really rate them
Yeah.
at all.
There's nothing dismally failed about it, but it just wasn't a C plus and above.
It's been there, done that.
I am
Yeah,
so
exactly.
shocked that Jeeves, who's the big punk kind of...
Yeah,
I'm surprised that he didn't
I
rate
thought you were
it.
gonna
If you go
actually
compare this with a Billy Talent song that I'm thinking of right now, it will exactly sound like that. That's why I'm
Jeeves.
mix.
Doesn't it sound like Todd Kearns too a bit? Like
Yeah.
it sounds like all the, but just
Yes.
not as
Exactly.
You don't have, by the way, can I just remind you all, you don't have to justify your reasoning or your votes. The whole point is we all have an opinion.
Yeah.
You don't have to then justify your opinion.
I just don't want these bands to hate me.
Yeah, hate us after.
No, there
when
is
I
no
run
hate.
into
It's all
them.
love.
Haters gonna
It's all
hate.
love. It's all love. At the end of the day, if you're going to put something out into the world, you have to be prepared for some people to like it and some people to not to. I know it's difficult because it's your baby, but you have to. If you're putting it out there, you have to be prepared for that. So, anywho's, excuse me, I've lost my bottle of water as well. I'm looking around here thinking, where did I put that? I definitely had one.
My fault.
It's your fault. It's
I
your
took
fault.
He took it off the screen.
it. I distracted her and it's gone now.
You're such a distraction. Okay. Before we move on to the next track, just another quick reminder. I feel like I keep repeating myself here, but I do think it's important. If you are watching on TikTok, we do not see your comments. If you want to join in and you've got something to say, jump onto one of the other platforms. We're live on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. You can comment there. There are eyeballs, people watching us on those platforms, not saying very much. We would like you to, give us your input and tell us what you think about the tracks that we're listening to. Okay, let's get the emails open again. This is what, track number 3 now?
Yep.
Okay, let's go back. All right, so that was Lucas State. Again, I'm looking for something that has the files attached, right? There are a few from the same promoters. I'm looking for an artist themselves rather than just promoters, I'd like to have found... Ooh, something just changed. Audio changed. Somebody mute something. I go back this way. Hang on. I passed a couple. Lee Jackson. I think that's the same. No, I don't want to do a different one. Okay. Let's do this one randomly. Stig Wittendorf. He sends a lot of stuff. Do I have a file?
No.
Do I need to download this? Hang on a second. It hasn't jumped over. My throat's been fine all day, and I come on this live stream and suddenly I've got a tickle in my throat. I don't know what's going on. Oh, so odd. Right. Let me know if we've got sound.
Alrighty.
Okay. Jim, do you want to go first this time?
Yes, absolutely. That was, that was like going down memory lane for me in the prime of my youth. Great, just I love that whole Depeche, Pet Shop Boys, camouflage vibe going there. That guy's vocals, I think, were maybe an octave above or two above Dave Gahan. However, his vocal delivery, his delivery style, the way that his vocals were structured, emulated that sound, that vibe. It had that delivery style that I liked. The production quality was very good. It had that late 80s, early 90s synth electronic sound that I treasure, that I love. The Towards the chorus where they brought in the multi-tracking on the vocals was also very good. It prevented the track from becoming monotonous and kind of flat. So maybe bring that second vocal up a little bit higher, maybe a little bit, make it more pronounced. That would be the only weakness I have on that. But just overall, I mean, it's just, I love that sound, and I love where this artist or band is going with this. It's a very good direction, and I enjoyed it.
Is that you? Stefano?
I echo a lot of what Jim said. It's definitely my era too. I love synth pop everything. This is like lands pretty much right in the center of synth pop. It is very kind of droning voice kind of thing, like Dave Gahan. Was it a cause and effect style? I liked it. I mean, I don't. It didn't give me goosebumps or anything, but it was good. I'm not a huge fan. I find that synth pop brought in guitars in the early '90s part of synth pop, as it turned more into the '90s. So I'm not really a killer fan of that. If you can do synth pop, I like it when it's just straight on Erasure style. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, it was a kind of Violator, I guess, brought in guitars too. That was late '80s. I don't have any complaints. I like the voice; it's nice. The typical droning synth pop voice. The music was good. The beat was good. It was well produced, well mixed, mastered. Can't complain. Yeah, that's all I got.
Jeeves?
Yeah, I echo what everybody's saying. It was really good. Yeah, what Jim said about bringing up that synth in the choruses and stuff like that, so it won't sound. It kind of started like that, and then when I heard that stuff, it kind of but it didn't feel like it was boring or anything. But even though it was like very monotone and stuff, but his vocals were very good. Yeah, I had no complaints about it. It was mixed. It was mixed pretty good. Yeah, vocal can be a little bit better, but I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, it was good.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
I want to disagree with Stefano about synth pop only bringing in guitars into the 90s. At the very, very start, the very, very beginning of early pioneering synth, those bands had guitars in them. Ultravox,
True.
Visage, Tubeway Army with Gary Newman, John Fox, early Ultravox,
Before my time.
all those, yeah, sure,
Kidding.
before your time. So all those, so actually, the duo, the Yazoos, the Erasures, those came later. Those were, anyway. Sorry, synth fucking geek here, and there's a little bit of my brain that has to pick up on the the nuances. Sorry about that.
Sorry, I meant like as it progressed. I meant like from early. I don't mean the proto.
It's okay. It's all right.
You know what I mean?
I'm just fact checking, because if anybody comes back and says they were talking nonsense on that show, I'm just saying no, we do know our shit. Anyway, I actually heard Erasure in this. I agree that the vocal was very like Dave Gahan's style of vocal. And funnily enough, talking about Ultravox, I kind of heard a harken to the guitar part. It sounded a lot like Ultravox at the end there. Like someone was trying to emulate Midgear's guitars. No, again, like Stefano said earlier, team version, but there's still a sort of nod to it, regardless. I quite enjoyed this, actually, even though it sounded like a million other things. I think that you could sit back and think, actually, yeah, no, I know who that band is. You know how we're always saying, or I'm always saying, I want to hear something that's unique enough. Although the vocal delivery sounded a bit like Dave Gann, you'd still know it wasn't his. You still know it wasn't Depeche Mode. Like, you can hear that this band have been influenced by Depeche Mode. You can hear that they've been influenced by Erasure. You can hear a little bit of a hark into the traditional rock instrumentation of Ultravox near the end. But you'd still be able to listen to this and say, okay, that's so and so. And I need to double check the name of the band because we didn't read the email. I think it was unique enough that you could pinpoint who they are. Do you know what I mean? It's like Breathe of My Leaves. You can hear that Breathe of My Leaves have been influenced by a million different things, but you know it's Breathe of My Leaves, right? It's that kind of thing of you can hear the influence, but it's still unique enough. I quite enjoyed it. I probably would play this on Helen's mixtape. I would probably sandwich it right in between two of the bands that they've clearly been influenced by. Like, I'd probably play Depeche Mode first, then this, then you know what I mean? Like, I would sandwich that as a group of three because that's the kind of weird shit I do. I quite enjoyed it. Let's read the email before we vote on it. Let's read the email. Hang on a second while I. Okay. Can you read this? Jumped over. Yes, it does. Okay, that's good. Always double check. Out now, new single from Second Complex featuring Daniel Bilvisk from Cold Connection, Memories. We are very proud to present another long anticipated single from Second Complex. This time it's featuring Daniel, whatever his face is that I can't pronounce. I'm so sorry, Daniel. Feel free to let me know how to pronounce your surname. From Cold Connection. So Daniel from Cold Connection's obviously done the vocals on this. Fantastic and almost classic synth pop dark wave track, created by one of Scandinavia's greatest electronic music composers, Dan Beck, and with the great vocal from Daniel from Cold Connection. I'm not trying to. They put his surname in here like 6 times. From a highly renowned Swedish synth act, Cold Connection. I'm laughing at myself because I can't pronounce it. I feel so bad. Dan Beck from Second Complex has previously worked with Cold Connection, and he has created a remix of Cold Connection's track Strange Kind of Paradise for Cold Connection's remix album. This sounds very convoluted, and I hope you're able to follow what they're saying, because that just feels like a word salad to me.
Yep.
About Second Complex. Second Complex is a solo project by Dan Beck, known from the Danish electronic act Velon. His Second Complex solo project started in 2021 during COVID. Music is inspired by 80s synth pop dark wave genre. Dan works with different vocalists from the electronic music scene, and for his Second Complex songs, great names like Brian Hazard of Colour Theory. We've played his work before on JukeBox Jury. Brian Belknap from Blacklight and Mind Machine, Daniel Hall and Neil Francis, and of course Ulrich Jensen from Velon. Are any of these names ringing any bells, boys? Because
Nope.
no. By the way, when you mention Velon, no further introduction is needed for most synth-loving people. Velon is one of Scandinavia's most remarkable and well-known synth pop and dark wave bands during the last 10 years. I feel like this is a lot of... I was waiting to see if we had cited the inspiration correctly. Like, I was trying to see what it was inspired by. Okay, here we go. Cold Connection, blah, blah, blah. Influence, I'm not reading all the blurb, but it says, influenced by acts such as Depeche Mode, Camouflage, Erasure, Kraftwerk, Rational Youth, and Elegant Machinery. So we hit 2 or 3 out of those.
Yep.
Cold Connection was named as best new synth band of 21. Oh my goodness! In 2022,
A mouthful.
I know there's a lot of like this is lengthy. This is very florid. There's a lot more than there needs to be.
Yep.
Right, in 2022, Cold Connection was selected to participate on the Andrew Fletcher Memorial double CD. I think we might have played something from that actually. Okay, I'm not reading anymore because it just feels like it's too much for much.
Just repeating.
There's
Yep.
there's too much and it's much the same. All right. Okay. What did we think?
Have you guys, by the way, heard of a band named Johan Beckstrom, an artist? He's a
I
synth.
kind of heard it. Yeah, I've heard of
I
it.
think so.
It kind of reminds me of that without the guitars, but that's so well done. That Johan Beckstrom. If you guys ever went into
Like
that?
kind of more kind of dark wavy.
It's kind of like, it's a lot more like Yazoo sounding. With a
it's very dark, melodic.
I love Yazoo.
Bouncy.
Yeah.
Very bouncy.
But I'd think Alison Moy is the bee's knees. So
Yeah, me too. I love it.
anywho.
I can't believe the Elf album is 40 years old this year.
Don't say that.
It is 40.
I can't believe that all of these bands are all going to be on the same bill over at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena in May.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm like, what's going on here? This can't be real. This has to be a scam. Like, there's no way they've got Midyear, Alison Moy, OMD, freaking Garbage. There's no way that they've got all those bands all on the same bill.
It's gonna be a good concert.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I'd go just for OMD.
Anyway, I've gone off on a tangent. So, what did we think? Was it a hit or was it a miss?
It wasn't up to my synth purist thing, but I'll give it a hit.
Okay, it was actually a hit all round. Congratulations, Cold Connection. Well done, well done.
Great song. I loved it.
Thank you for sending your track in. Keep up the good work. Do we have time for a fourth and final track, or are we done, boys? What do we think?
Yes, I think so. I do.
You do. Jim, how are you doing for time?
Sure. I had to close the dryer went on for the second load of laundry tonight. Usually we do that on Saturday, but we have a special Friday edition.
You're so
domestic.
You're not being summoned at the moment. You're okay for another track?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
Awesome.
There's no going back now. You've said it. Okay. Let's try and see if we can get onto the next page of emails. There's so many here. I mean,
Let's do a short ringtone.
the thing is, though, there are so many.
Right.
The thing is, there are so many great songs being released as well. Like, okay, this doesn't have a.
Oh, it does.
What it does? It's got a video. This one's got a video at the bottom. Let's go with that then. We like a video. Hang on, is that jumped over?
Yes.
We've got audio.
As I crawl through the dirt from your wilds, I made my mission to put your birds to flight. Now you're the place that I don't wanna go. Your word incisions, they cut me deep inside. You never tried, not a little bit. Give it time, I hope you're being lucky too. 'Cause you are on your own. If you're racing with flamingos on the lawn. Well, I drank and I reeled and I swore. In my blood vision, birds along did soar. Then I stared while security came. Devastation, drag these bones away. You never tried, not a little bit. Give it time, I hope you're being lucky too. 'Cause you are on your own. If you're racing with flamingos on the lawn. Screws right and drill them in. you are on your own. If you're racing with flamingos all alone. If you're racing with flamingos all alone.
Alrighty then. Who went last?
Jim.
I went last.
You went last. We just do Jeeves. You go first, and we'll do a kind of weird. Jeeves, go first, then Stefano, then Jim.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't like the vocals. I just didn't like the track. It was weird. The video was weird. Everything about it was just weird. I don't know. I have nothing to say to this. The vocals were weird. Like, it didn't even gel with the music. I don't know.
Is that it?
I have nothing to say. I was like, I
You
didn't
know
understand it.
that.
I didn't understand the message he's trying to get through either. So I don't know. Just didn't like.
Okay,
That's me.
fair enough. You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Stefano.
Because I'm a music video director by trade. And a lot of
This is
times,
going to be interesting, folks.
a
Strap in.
lot,
Strap your
a lot of
seatbelt.
times people ask me for my opinion on things, or they bring me a song, and sometimes I don't think the song is ready for a video, so I'll just say, just put more money into your music, and maybe then come and see. Don't waste your money. But I think having no video is a lot of times better than having a bad video. So that's one piece of advice for this. And in the same way, I can also translate that advice into the song. I think this song would have been better without the vocal. It would have been a nicer instrumental. It'd be easier to listen to. It has a neat kind of booming sound to it. It's an acceptable electronic track, synth kind of. But the vocal, not only is it's okay. It wasn't like I wasn't doing this or anything. But it's just not great. And also the lyrics, I don't know if they're trying to be like deadpan to make me laugh, like when you're racing with flamingos in the night or whatever it was. Like, why would I be racing a flamingo? I'm trying to think of a metaphor. What does a flamingo symbolize? Is it like, I did like the slow motion lawnmower shot. I think that's the only thing. But I mean, I don't, like, is it about being too domestic as a man or something, and you're always doing like housework, and these are lawn flamingos? Is it something to do with Florida, like, or Africa? I didn't like that it was making me think a stupid thing. Maybe it's just a joke. It's supposed to be funny. I don't know. It's not. It's unserious. It should have just been an instrument. But it's not, unfortunately. That's what I got.
Jim.
Wow, can't top that. That's wow, and that's why I go behind the camera, not in front of her edit anymore. But what I tried to do, I tried to peek at the video, but it was like trying to look away from a car wreck. For like the first 2.5 minutes, I just stared at the wall. I looked around. I started making my notes. At the beginning of the song, that bass synth, that little bass line thing, it had kind of like a She Wants Revenge thing going at first. And then the vocals kicked in. I'm like, okay, where's this going? And then the guy started singing, and for whatever reason, I know it's Friday, it's been a long work week, but for whatever reason, the guy was like enunciating words between the beats of the song like it was a Wang Chung song from like 1985. I'm thinking like To Live and Die in LA era, like a soundtrack, like Wait or To Live and Die in LA, those songs. And those aren't bad songs. It's just for dance hall days got overplayed here in the US, and I'm sick of that song. But anyway, I finally decided to be at the gaper. I decided to go look at the car wreck. And I look at the video for like 2 seconds, and sure enough, I see two guys bring out firearms, and there's red and blue flashing police lights. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, this is a slap in the face to Jan Hammer. I'm thinking theme over everything, because that's one of my favorite songs ever from 1984, 85. So these guys are drawing their guns. There's two guys going like this. I hear ding, 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 ding. I'm thinking Crockett's theme. The vocals were adequate, but not over the top impressive. There's just a lot of work that needs to be done, unfortunately. That's it.
What was he angry in one of the shots of the video? Like, he's yelling at the camera. Sorry.
Yeah.
Don't know, but speaking of Crockett's theme, the last episode of Helen's Mix on 365 Radio last week was a theme tune special, and Crockett's theme happens to be on it. Feel free to check that out on Mixcloud or on the 365 Sounds Patreon. You can catch up on 2 hours worth of synthtastic theme tunes. Plug, nudge, all the details are on bio.link/Radio Leggy. Thanks for lining that up for me, Jim. All right. I don't know where to start with this. First of all, I was trying my best to not look at the video. Before I say anything as well, again, I know I've repeated myself multiple times over the course of the past hour. If you're watching on TikTok, we cannot see your comments. So if you want to join in, you've got anything to say, jump into one of the other platforms. We're on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. All the details on bio.link/Radio Leggy. Pop in, give us your opinion. You can, comment and be part of it. Okay. I felt like I was trying so hard to not watch the video because I felt like it was distracting. I don't know what he was doing rolling around on the fucking lawn in black and white. I don't know what that was about. And despite the fact that I was trying so hard to not watch the video and, just exactly what you were saying, I was looking here, I was looking there, I was looking pretty much everywhere. A little bit like the Scarlet Pimpernel. You seek him here, you seek him there. However, I found that I completely zoned out. Just listening to it, I just zoned out. And I really feel like in order to give it any kind of legitimate feedback, I need to listen to it again because I zoned out. There was a nice little do kind of riff in the middle part that caught my attention. I quite liked that. I agree. It probably would have been better as an instrumental. His vocal wasn't bad. I wasn't paying any attention to the lyrics at all whatsoever. I completely zoned out. And I don't know if it's because it's 2:34 in the morning here and it's been a hell of a long day, or if it was the track that did that to me. I'm not sure. But so it's not that I'm dead tired and gasping for a coffee, and it's just the track. Okay, thanks, Stefano. Thank you. I'll take that. I really feel like I would need to listen to it again to be fair. Like I feel like giving any feedback on it at all would be incredibly unfair because I really wasn't tuned in. I'm so sorry, Perpacity. No, I don't think is it Perpacity the name of the band? Let's read the email. Shall we read the email? I feel really bad. I lost it. Right, let's close off their YouTube video and let's read the... Okay. Hi there. No, hey there. Hi. Well, hello. This is the press release and music submission for the new Perpacity single, Racing with Flamingos. Now, I'd like to draw your attention, boys. See how long this email is?
No.
Completely unnecessary. Please, okay, if you're a musician and you want to potentially have your music played on Helen's Mixtape or here on JukeBox Jury, please just send the file, an MP3 320k file, and a couple of lines in an email. I don't need War and Peace, okay? Because this is off-putting, and we don't have time, and I definitely don't have time to read all these every time I'm listening to a track in the we're not on here, when I'm doing stuff for radio. I don't have the time. I know I say that every single time we go live, and nobody ever seems to pay attention. Here is the press release and music submission for the new Perpacity single. Single officially releases on all platforms on the 1st of November 2024, and this is the very first single releasing off the forthcoming 2025 Perpacity album, Poverty of the Flesh. The new single and the forthcoming album will be released through Town and Towers Records. True story about love, luck, and lawn furniture. I think you're right. I think there's a what's the word I'm looking for?
Metaphor?
No, I think there's an undercurrent of don't take yourself too seriously.
Oh, okay.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like he was literally rolling around on the lawn with the lawn furniture. I
Love
think.
walking lawn furniture.
No, I think it's a bit. It's a tongue in cheek, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd rather we emailed you the press kit, blah de blah de blah about Perpacity, and there's a whole lot of stuff here about them. But honestly, I don't really need to know all the details and all the years and when they did what and who played which track on which station. I don't need to know any of that, so I'm not reading it. Opinion. I really genuinely feel like it would do them a disservice to try to give any feedback without listening to it again. So I'm going to abstain from giving feedback for that reason. I know that makes me sound like a bit of a twat, but I just don't think it's fair. It's just not fair. So, what did we think? Did we think it was a hit, or did we think it was a miss?
Oops. Let me just get to that. Sorry, I don't have mine ready. It's a miss. I don't think it's enough for me to waste my battery on it. So I just won't.
Oh my!
I'm just kidding.
That was a bit emotional.
It's a miss.
Great cat.
Well,
That is the first miss that I've rated. And do you know what? Again, I'm only rating that a miss based on what I heard. But I was the fact that I didn't. The fact that I tuned out is enough to make me feel like it was a miss.
Yeah.
Because if it had engaged me, I wouldn't have tuned out. Again, I would like to say if anybody is over on TikToks, I know that there are people probably over on TikTok, but we don't see your comments. Thank you for being there. If you wanted to interact, you'd have to pop over onto Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube. That's us. Done our 4 tracks, boys. What I think we should do is, if I can find my little things at the side. I'm really not doing a very good job this evening, am I? I'm looking
too many buttons.
too many buttons and not enough
Like
caffeine, Jeeves. Not enough coffee. That's the
Too
issue.
many buttons here to push.
It's it's almost 3:00 in the morning. I think we should go around again. We'll just do it clockwise. Tell everybody a little bit about yourselves and where they can find you, etc. Let me just find your details. I've got so many on here. I'm looking for
Stefano.
There we go. Hang on, wait a minute. Before we do that, I need to make you big, don't I? I need to put you on the big screen. Here we go. Tell everybody about yourself.
I'm a music video director, and I'm under a strict deadline at the moment. So I direct music videos all over North America and overseas. And I'm also one half of Breathe in My Leaves, the synth pop band. Jordan's on vocals, and I'm on music. And we're busy working on, we have 30 plus demos that we're kind of sifting through and completing songs. So really working on a follow-up to the Radiant Believers album. They're so good. The songs they're giving me goosebumps and tears. That's me.
Goosebumps and tears. You've really sold it.
Yeah, literally.
Goosebumps and tears.
That exciting.
I've already got goosebumps just saying that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, Jeeves, tell everybody about you.
I'm Jeeves, aka Mr. Twix. I stream on Twitch. You can find me on Twitch. I do my DJ set there. I'm basically a musician, mix engineer, DJ, live sound engineer. I also edit and do music videos and stuff too. So yeah, that's me.
And that's spelt funny. It's Mr. _Twix. TWIXZ.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, it's like the chocolate bar, but just spelled different.
Jimbo.
Thank you so much for having us, Helen. We really appreciate it. Thank you for being the presenter for JukeBox Jury. My name is Jim. I am from the northwest suburbs of Chicago here in the United States. My 10th year of live streaming from Periscope to Haps to here to Twitch and beyond. I'm a host of Saturday Night Trivia, Saturday nights here in the States at around 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. We do general knowledge and music trivia, and I will be probably doing some other content as we move into 2025. So, Helen, once again, thank you, and thank you to Stefano and Jeeves for letting me be a part of the panel this evening.
It's always
Awesome.
a pleasure to have you, Jim. It's actually funny you're saying 10 years. I was discussing this with someone the other day. I cannot believe it's 10 years since Periscope kind of started. You know, it's like scary that we've been live streaming for 10 years. I feel like such an old fart, you know. Someone was talking about live streaming on TikTok for a year the other day, and I was like, a year? I'm like, we've been doing this shit for a decade.
My beer.
I am Helen. I am the host of Helen's Mixtape on 365 Radio. And obviously, the emails that you've seen this evening have been sent to me, submissions from people who want to have their tracks played. If you are a musician and you have music that you would like to submit, you can send me a 320k MP3 to radio@helenwallace.co.uk. It's on the bottom of the screen, Helen Wallace, HELENWALLACE.co.uk. And Helen's Mixtape goes out on a Thursday evening, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. UK time. So that's 2 p.m. Eastern. You're 5 hours behind. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on 365radio.co. Although we think that might be changing. Although you can find it, just search for Helen's Mixtape. It's all over the internet. It's not difficult to find. We do JukeBox Jury once a month, and all the past episodes can be found on YouTube and on jukeboxjury.info, along with all the bios and information for all the presenters that have taken part on Jukebox Jury. So if there's something that you wanted to find out about any of the presenters, you can find it on jukeboxjury.info. We will be back next month, February at some point. We haven't set a date for that, but we'll figure it out and we'll put it out on the social media. Thank you to anybody who has been. I can see eyeballs at the top of the screen. Not a lot of people have commented, but we have had people watching. If you've been over on Mixcloud or Twitter, beg your pardon, Mixcloud or TikTok, thank you for being there. Unfortunately, we cannot see your comments because we are multicasting from Restream and it doesn't show me your comments. I'll need to figure that out. Might go back to doing it the way I used to do it before, through the studio, through the TikTok studio, because it's really frustrating not seeing people's comments if they're there. We need to figure that out. But thank you for those of you who have tuned in and been around and kept us company for the past hour and 17 minutes. We'll be back next month. Thanks as always, boys. You're absolute legends. And that's us off today.